Hello everyone, in today's video I'm going to explain everything about placing and setting orders. As you can already see, the key terms here are short and long, as well as market order and limit order. What these mean and how you can execute each of them, that's all covered in this video. Alright, let's get started right away. First of all, what exactly is a limit order and what is a market order? It's very simple. A market order is when I just click buy or sell here and immediately enter the trade. Then I've entered the trade with a market order. The advantage is, of course, that you're instantly in the trade. That means, unlike with a limit order, you don't run the risk of missing a move. The trade happens right away. The downside is that you usually get a slightly worse entry, but of course, that always depends on the situation. The limit order, in the example of a long position, let's say you want, just like in this example here, you want to enter a long right below this low. Then you have the option, once you've set everything up, to place an order exactly here, so that if the market drops down and picks you up, your position opens right at this tick, and then, hopefully, it runs into your take profit. The advantage of a limit order, of course, is that you get exactly the risk-reward ratio you planned for. And the risk, of course, is the opposite of a market order. The risk is that the market just moves up without you, and your limit order just sits here unused, causing you to miss the trade. But that too depends on the situation. I just wanted to briefly explain to you what the advantages and disadvantages are. Let's get straight to the practical part. I have the live market open here now, but of course, we're talking about paper trading here, just to be clear, and it doesn't matter at all what we're seeing on the screen right now. That's not important or relevant for this video. Let's just say I want to place a long order. You can already see here in this tab that you have the option for a long position or a short position. I would also recommend marking these as favorites, so you'll always have them in your favorites bar. By now, you should have already watched the previous video on how to set up TradingView and your favorites, and the long and short position tools should definitely be in your favorites bar. As I said, it doesn't matter. Let's say I want to go long in this fair value gap now. Then I have two ways to do that. I can wait for the market to come down and just enter manually, or I can set a limit order. Whenever I place a limit order, no matter the situation, what I always do is grab my tool and say, okay, I'd like to set my stop loss down here. For example, my take profit would be this high here. Then I already set it up the way I want it. And now I just need to click on it with the mouse, then right-click and select Create Limit Order. Then this window pops up here. You can already see that for a buy, so for a long position just as I want it, the take profit and stop loss are already set up. Now it's just a matter of deciding what kind of risk I want to take. Let's say I want to go in with $600 on this trade. Right now, it's actually pretty bad to set a limit order because the market is already below us, but whatever. Let's say I want to put in $600, then I can select here how many contracts I need. In this case, it's 5. And if the market weren't already almost at our stop loss, I could set the limit order now. I'll do another example in a moment. This example is actually pretty silly. I'll just do another example now. I'll just do a short example now. It's exactly the same thing. Let's say I want to short here, stop loss above the high, and just set a take profit down here, as I said, without any context. Then I can do exactly the same thing as I just showed you. Click on it, right-click, create a limit order, and now I can select my risk. Let's do $600 again. 4, 5, exactly $600, perfect, just the way I want it. Limit order, sell, take profit, and stop loss set up. And then I can press sell or submit. And as you can see, I'm not in the trade yet. Only when the market comes up here will it automatically put me into the trade with 5 contracts. You can see my stop loss would then be at $600, my take profit at $2,150. So that means now I can basically wait and just watch to see if I get into the trade. So that's it for the limit order. I'll remove that for now, and now we'll take another look at the market order. Let's say you assume that we won't come back up here anymore, for whatever reason. You still want to leave your stop loss up here, your take profit is still here, but you really want to get into the move now and catch the take profit, then you do exactly the same procedure as before. You click on it, right-click, and select Create Limit Order. This is important so that your take profit and stop loss are already set up automatically, and so you can select your risk. The difference now is, since we want to enter with a market order, meaning to get into the trade immediately, you select Market here. And now you can again choose how many units you need in order to get $600. Be careful, as the market moves, the risk also moves along with it. The further it goes down here, the higher the risk becomes, because our entry price keeps moving lower and the stop loss gets bigger. That means now we need fewer contracts for $600. 3 are probably already too many exactly, so we'll stick with 2. And then I could now enter with a market order. The entry price is here now. I have my stop loss here and my take profit there. So I entered this trade with a market order. The next example, which is important for your trading, is how you can take partials. Of course, this example is pretty silly now. I just entered blindly now to show you. But I think we'll exit the position in a moment. I'll just move the stop loss up here now so we stay in the trade for a bit. Please do not try this in a live market for real. Please don't. So, let's say we're currently in with 2 contracts. Let's say we want to take out just one contract here and let the other one run. That means we want to take a partial. How can I set that up now? As you can see, I've deleted my take profit. And as you can already see up here, this is how I like to do it. Let's say I want to take one out here. Then up here I can... Do you see how that works? Just select one. And exactly at the level where I want my take profit to be, with a right click, this window pops up. And as you can see, limit or stop one contract, because I also selected one up here. Of course, I don't want to set my stop loss down here, but my take profit, which means I set a limit order. If I select that now, you can see buy limit one contract. And that would be my first take profit. If I want to set the second one now, somewhere down here, it's exactly the same process again. I've now selected one of the available options, then I right-click on it, choose the limit order option from the menu, and then I see that I have 2 partials available to work with. If you now want to move everything, you simply have the option to drag it up or down. It's really simple. Okay, I'll exit here to close everything. Let's say you just entered like this. I'm now deliberately selecting a few more contracts so that I can show you partials better in a moment. Let's say you just enter like this and now click on buy. Maybe you've already selected your risk here beforehand. But you want to, at least that's how I like to do it, so that my take profit isn't all in one spot. I first check with limit order creation and the market how much risk it takes. 5 contracts. Let's say I wanted 1,500. Then I know, okay, I need 5 contracts, select them here and enter the trade. The first thing I should do is set a stop loss. You see, I don't have one. To do that, I just need to right-click at the level where I want my stop loss with 5 contracts and this time click on Insert Stop. Now I've set up my stop loss and now it's the same process with the partials. Let's say at this high here, I want 3 contracts to be taken out. Then I select the 3 here, right-click and again choose Limit. And then you see, I have a sell limit here. Limit is always for profit, stop is for stop loss. And for example, if I want to take one out earlier here, I do the same thing again. I select the one, click on limit, and then I have my 2 partials here. So now a very, very important point, so please. Everyone, please listen up, because this mistake happened to me, it happens to almost everyone, maybe it won't happen to you like this. Let's say your stop loss gets hit. I'm going to do this on purpose now. Hopefully it gets hit quickly so that we exit this position. You can see that we're now out of the position, but what you also see is that the limit orders are still here. That's a huge problem. Because if the market goes up now, you'll be in a short position with 1 contract here and 4 up here. And if the market keeps going up, you'll lose all your money without even realizing it. So, after every trade you place, please check if you still have any orders and delete them. That's very important, because it has happened to me before, and I know it happens to many people, that you forget about it, especially a stop loss. The market goes up later, and suddenly you're in a short position and have even more losses than before. Avoid that. Just be careful, and please check after every trade or whenever you close the charts whether you still have any limit orders open anywhere. In my case, of course, there aren't any right now. Alright, so now you know how to place a market order, you know how to set your risk, you know how to create a limit order, how to scale in, how to set your stop loss, and with that, you should actually be well prepared to approach the charts, to enter the live market, or to paper trading. If you still have any questions about order placement, or if something was unclear, as always, feel free to tag one of the founders in the questions channel and you'll get help very quickly. I'd say, see you in the next video. Until then.